Yeah. No, I'm excited to be working with Potential because they're bringing the technology that was pioneered in the auto industry to the off-road and power sports industry. But they're doing it in such a way that it's going to be beneficial for the OEMs that are using it. So what typically happens is the automotive OEMs, or excuse me, automotive suppliers will want to sell that same technology that they've developed for the auto industry to a power sports company, and they just operate in fundamentally different ways. And so Potential is actually paying attention to how the power sports companies operate, what their cadence of making decisions is, what they need from a technology and investment standpoint, their pain points in terms of investment and kind of newness of technology. And so I think this technology is needed in the industry, but Potential is doing it in such a way that's appropriate for that industry, which is exciting to me. The power sports industry is typically faster in terms of product development cycles. They kind of take on more risk than the automotive guys do for, legitimate reasons. And they just have different appetite for adopting new technology and different core strengths than the auto industry. The auto industry is very disciplined, and there's a kind of set way of doing everything because of the volumes, and those volumes aren't the same in the power sports industry. So I think it's exciting that somebody's actually focusing on the industry with an eye towards other industries, but I think the learning that Potential will get from working with power sports OEMs will help them elsewhere. The automotive industry is the big prize because that's where the volume is, and going through the experience of developing the technology for the off-road industry will bring some legitimacy to applying that same technology to like SUVs, for instance. The supply base for the automotive industry, as far as I know it, is mostly focused on road applications, and so by the time the first terrain intelligence application goes to production, Potential will be head and shoulders above anybody else in the auto industry in terms of their knowledge of off-road terrain intelligence. So I think that's really the right place to start to tackle that market. Start in the off-road market and bring it to the automotive market. Yeah, I mean, this isn't my field of expertise, but it seems like the ability to process huge amounts of data and make decisions based on it is really something that exists now, or recently compared to 20 years ago. And going forward, pretty much every device, one way or another, is going to have some similar version of that, depending on what it's used for. So it's really the right time to combine this ability to process massive amounts of data and use it to enhance the operator's experience, and really to be at the forefront of it, not the bleeding edge of it, because that was 5 years ago, but at the forefront in terms of actual applications. So right time, right place. Yeah, the reason that an OEM would invest in this is it's going to add a performance advantage to the vehicles that their competitors don't have. That's really the name of the game. But I think the possibility or the potential for really enhancing performance of the vehicle, for instance, by having that ability on board to examine a situation, make decisions for the vehicle, allow the vehicle to reconfigure itself to appropriately for that situation, is going to be a real performance advantage that's going to be hard to catch up with if you're not, if you don't have similar technology on the vehicle. So I think it can be expanded beyond suspension to other areas of control in the vehicle and just make the whole rider experience kind of seamless and make the rider a better rider than they actually are. They're going to be in command of the vehicle in ways that they probably just don't have the cognitive ability to do on the fly while they're driving the vehicle. It'll all be done in the background for them automatically and just make them a better rider. So it's really the next level of performance, or the kind of the next frontier of performance for for this market. And it's a really competitive market. It's like, it's kind of like off-road vehicles are kind of like, especially recreational off-road vehicles are kind of like sport bikes. Like every year you have to have a higher performing sport bike than the last year. It's got to be a little lighter, a little cheaper, a little better. And then you got to throw it away and start over the next year. And it's similar to that. And so every year you got to have something that makes that vehicle better, because that's what people buy. They buy the highest performing one. They have brand loyalty, but of course, but they will migrate to the highest performing vehicle, you know, if their brand isn't delivering that. So it's really going to be key to their success going forward.